this is Chris Burns from SlashGear. Today we're taking a look at two devices, both made by LG, both offered by Google. This is the Nexus 4 on my left hand, and on the right hand side is the Nexus 5. Both devices work with similar technology inside. The Nexus 4 is currently working with Android 4.3 Jelly Bean. That's the newest version outside of KitKat, and the Nexus 5 is working with 4.4 KitKat. The LG, the Nexus 4 is going to eventually be updated to KitKat, which means they'll both be working the same software, but for now the Nexus 4 is a step behind. The display on the Nexus 4 is slightly smaller than the Nexus 5, as you can see. The Nexus 5 works with a 5-inch Full HD display, whereas the Nexus 4 is a 4.7-inch Full HD display. This one has 1080p pixels, so that's 1080 by 1920, whereas this one works with 1280 times 768. So they're, in practice they're extremely similar, but really way up close you can tell that there's just a slight bit of difference there. When you are using these devices, they'll essentially bring you the same sort of services. As you can see, we're actually connecting with NFC right there, unintentionally. They both work with NFC. They're both extremely similar in size as far as how thick they are. Both have relatively nice cameras on the back. They're both 8 megapixels. They both have a single LED flash. Both say Nexus on the back. They both are made by LG. This one has glass back with sort of shiny little sparkles there. You can see them just barely. This one works with a matte black back. There's also a white version of this one. There's a white version of this one as well. This one's white version works with sort of more glossy back, whereas this one is more matte. The white Nexus 4 is just white. It just pretty much is made of the same materials. It's just white. Down in apps here, I'm not going to go too deep into this, but what you're seeing here is a sort of a situation in which the software isn't going to matter, because the Nexus 4 is eventually going to be updated to KitKat, whereas this one is working with KitKat right out of the box. The processors do make a little bit of a difference, because while you're working with Qualcomm processors in both cases, the Nexus 4 is sort of a generation behind. Not that it's slow by any means. It's obviously extremely quick, and it's ready to be a top-tier device. But the Nexus 5 is working with the newest and new, with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 quad-core processor. So these devices are extremely comparable. They are so similar that most of the people in the world who are holding them one next to the other will say, this one has a bigger display, otherwise I don't understand what the difference is. We're going to be giving you a little bit more information on what the differences are, especially in photography. We'll have a few comparison shots here and there for you to check out on SlashGear. Otherwise, check it out.